Are you sick of the constant negative thinking in your brain? This negative thinking is just sucking all your energy, making you anxious, depressed, and ruining your sleep. This video will give you a magical solution that can change your life. Or maybe not if you don't finish it. So don't overthink, do watch the video till the end. Overthinking, aka repetitive negative thinking, RNT, is of two major types, worry and rumination. Worry involves negative thoughts about the future, like, will I be okay? What will happen? You're fearing some negative event in the future. Why do we worry? Because the goal is to put you into problem solving so you can avoid that negative event. But if you keep worrying, then after a point, it's just excessive worry in your head. The fear has taken over. There is no more problem solving. Rumination, that involves negative thoughts about the past, like what happened, why it happened, how it affected me. The goal is to make sense of things and soothe ourselves by repeatedly thinking about it. Here again, if you start thinking too much, then after a point, instead of feeling better, you just feel depressed and exhausted. So this repetitive negative thinking is both useless and harmful to the body. The question is, how do you stop it? In other words, how do you give your brain some rest? This brain can come to rest through two major things. First one, mindfulness and meditation type interventions. Second, when the brain has some answers or new perspective, which can happen through knowledge and CBT. I'm not going to talk today about mindfulness and meditation. Today I'm going to talk about a new perspective. So here's the perspective change that the brain needs. So our brain can come to rest if it can reach these three conclusions with good evidence. First one, I am okay, things are okay. Second, I understand what's going on. Third, I know what to do next. If you can give your brain enough answers or evidence that the brain can reach these three conclusions, your mind will feel better. You'll live and sleep peacefully. But even within those three conclusions, today I'm just going to talk about the first one. I'm okay, things are okay. So how do you reach this conclusion? Here again, there are two great ways which are complementary to each other to reach this conclusion. First one, acceptance. Second, gratitude. And today we'll just talk about acceptance. So our knowledge tree has deeper and deeper roots. The magical solution for today is acceptance. I guarantee you that you've not looked at acceptance the way you're going to today. If you learn acceptance really well, a big chunk of your RNT will be gone. Acceptance means getting to a mental state where you can feel okay even without changing a single thing. Things are okay just the way they are. Of course, it would be great if they can be better, but even if they aren't better, they're still okay. So this acceptance is like a mental superpower which you can use in any circumstance. Of course, it's not the complete solution, but it's always part of the bigger solution. How to do it? Of course, to reach the stage of acceptance, there are many ways actually. Today we're going to talk about a deep perspective which is based around survival. We will make use of both physics and philosophy. Let's start with physics with a concept called emergence. I'll define it briefly. Emergence occurs when an entity is observed to have properties or behaviors that emerge only when the parts interact in a wider whole. So basically, at different levels of realities, there are different new properties which are observed. So let's look at those levels here. At the lowest level, we have electrons and protons making up an atom. This is the subatomic level. Then we have atoms making up a molecule. Then molecules coming together to make DNA and living cells. This is the birth of life. And one of those living cells is neurons. Then cells coming together to make organs and an organism. This allows for survival of organisms like us. And one of the organs is brain. Then in the brain, there is electrical activity which gives rise to conscious experience. This is where we have desires, beliefs, and a sense of self. Then final level, based on those desires and beliefs, you have your emotions and your experience of life. And at this level, you also experience worry, rumination, and your RNT. So basically, you're facing trouble in the 6th floor because of a lot of extra activity in the 5th one. Your desires and beliefs are going out of control. Again, these are not watertight apartments. It's just to understand what leads to what. So for acceptance, we are going to the 4th floor, and this is where philosophy starts. Basically, no matter what happens on your 5th and 6th floor, you're always constant on the 4th floor, the survival level. No matter what's happening in your life, you're a living, breathing organism, except in the case of death, of course. So by taking our thinking to this level of analysis, we can actually make acceptance easier. You don't need to excessively worry because you can tell yourself that no matter what happens in the future, I'll survive it. You also don't have to ruminate that much because you can tell yourself that whatever happened in the past, at least I'm still alive. And why are we taking survival as a benchmark? Because think about it. Because it's the most constant. Everybody's life can be summarized into birth, living for some time, and death. Everyone who has ever lived has died or will die. In the past, people did amazing things. They still died. There have been people who did terrible things. They also just died. Happy people died. Sad people died. So this survival and this death is something that ties us all together. This is something that's a permanent, unchangeable feature of life. You can compare yourself to a billionaire, to a king, to a prime minister. They're all on the same level as you. So imagine if you find a way to just be okay with the virtue of surviving, you become mentally bulletproof. If you accept your survival as the fundamental meaning of your life, nothing can ever bother you too much. You'll be able to accept any state of life, any form of life. Everything that comes your way, you can just tell yourself, well, it's just another form of survival. You don't have to judge good or bad. It's just another form of survival. All your experiences, the good, the bad, the positive emotions, the negative emotions, all of that is secondary. All of those are just different forms of survival. You might be worrying, oh, I'll lose my job and I'll lose some of my savings and I'll have to downgrade my lifestyle. Well, you can just accept that because it's just another form of survival. Or you're ruminating, why did I make such a stupid mistake in that public speech? Everybody must be laughing at me. Well, whatever happened in the past, you're here right now with just another form of survival. You could be sick in bed, not being able to move. It's just another form of survival. No judgment whatsoever. By the way, the opposite is also true. You got a promotion? Well, you're still just surviving with a different experience now. You found your soulmate? Well, again, it's just another experience in your survival. This thinking is also an important basis behind the philosophy of Stoicism. And this not judging your experience as good or bad is also a fundamental practice in mindfulness meditations. See, technically, we know that we are doing way more than survival. Life does have so much more. And you can use all of your comforts and privileges to feel better about your life. But that's the zone of gratitude. We will talk about that some other day. Today is about acceptance. Accepting good, bad, ugly, whatever. Let's now shift the level of analysis a bit. So when you think at that level of survival, it's 100% true, yet it's incomplete. Just like any other level of analysis, because it's just a slice of reality. Right now we're focusing on this slice of reality for a particular purpose to reduce our RNT, the repeated negative thinking. And once the RNT has reduced, we can go back on the level 5 and 6, the upper levels of analyses. Here we can also start paying attention to those other two conclusions to understand what's going on and to find out what to do next. Basically gaining knowledge and problem solving, because they will help you engage functionally with the world. You can't just live in your head, right? But the good news is now you can do your understanding and problem solving better because now your mind is calmer. You're not excessively worrying or ruminating anymore. You can relax. Your brain can be more creative now. Your decision making can handle more complexity now. I'm mentioning this because some people just want to go to the understanding and problem solving part. They want to grow fast, fix things ASAP. They don't feel like or they don't know how to do the mental work of acceptance. And that's a big mistake. No matter how smart and creative you are in your problem solving, you must still always start with acceptance. Because remember, in your life, there will always be some problems which are bigger than what you can handle. Your intelligence and your resources have a limit. So you can't hope that I'll only live peacefully. I'll only accept my life after I fixed everything. You can't fix everything. You can't control the whole world. You will always have to accept the parts of the world which you don't understand, which you can't fix. This is why you always have acceptance as your foundation. Acceptance is your cushion when you fall on the ground. So basically all you have to do is just accept the fact that you are actually okay and things will be okay, because at the core you are living and you will be living. You have survived, you will survive. This acceptance will ultimately keep you sane and give you a good night's sleep. Good luck. Shridhar Lifeschool is a team of psychologists who specialize in counseling. If you're going through very difficult times or you want to achieve higher well-being, we offer one-on-one counseling for individuals, couples, parents, and their children. To book sessions, go to our website shridharlifeschool.com.